folks, and welcome to a knit and natter this time.
Knit and natter.
I'll knit and Gary, I'll come and do it. I can knit and you can just natter.
I've run out of stuff to say already.
No, we won't. Honestly, I'm gonna be knitting. I'm gonna be knitting, and Gary, we're gonna both be nattering. So I'll tell you what I'm making. I'm making a blanket. I tend to knit scarves and blankets. I'm knitting a blanket for my shamanic drum, and then I'm going to knit myself one. And these are the squares I've got. In fact, what I will do is I will take some pictures and show you. So it's going to be blue and orange, and I'm currently working on the blue.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Do you know what? It's given me an idea though for future videos like this where we can do craft projects together. So go get your knitting, crafting, crocheting, cross stitching, and then we'll have a knit and natter. Yeah. You haven't been in camera for a while, have you, Gary? You see, I work camera all the time. I'm always being filmed. But you're not here.
No, it's been a couple of weeks from hell, I've got to say.
That's dramatic, that.
Well,
it has, hasn't it?
It has for me.
We had last week off for our anniversary, and we planned to go to Chatsworth House, which we did, and then we also planned afterwards to go to stay at the Buxton Crescent
Spa Hotel.
5-star hotel, and it didn't turn out to be 5-star, and it's since closing, isn't it?
Yes, it's gone bust. Apparently, well, it's not gone bust, but their owners have decided to sell it because they've missed some loan payments to the council and all the people they've borrowed money from, which is good. Which kind of shows why we encountered the problems that we did when we were there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, we got there and we were driving to Buxton. Buxton looked nice, and we got to the front of the building, and when you go on the website it looks lovely, and we thought it'd be ideal. The spa looks amazing, rooms, food, everything, and 5-star, let's treat ourselves. We got to the front and there was no real way of, there was no, like 5-star usually you get your man with the top hat outside. There was none of that, and I was like, I didn't think much of it. Okay.
Not really a sign.
No, there wasn't. No, and I mean sometimes there is even like a red rug going in. Sometimes. So we got in there, and it was a very strange reception. One receptionist, 2 desks, and usually they'll have more than that. And the guys that take your luggage.
Well, they weren't there to begin with.
What's
what they're called? The begins with C. Concierge. I think they did have them, but he was missing. He wasn't where you'd expect him to be. And there was just one receptionist, which I was quite surprised at in such a big 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
And it was just like checking into a Premier Inn, wasn't it, really?
I've actually seen better check-ins in Premier Inns. And it was like, I still didn't think much of it, and I'm like, I didn't know. And the guy that came to take the key, but we'd paid for a thing where you drop your car at the front, they take it off, and then they take your luggage.
So we paid for valet
parking.
Valet
parking, wasn't it?
So we turned up, parked outside the front, there's nobody to take your car. Now, maybe in Britain it's different, but I assumed, well, I've not really been to America, but I've seen it on the telly. You turn up outside the hotel, you pull up at the door, somebody takes your car. But they didn't, and it's like, there's nobody about. So I parked it in, there's a little car park at the front. And so we had to walk in reception and said, well, I booked valet, but just give me the keys. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, the weird thing is, when I tried to book it online and pay for it, the card bounced and the card had the money in it. I've never had that. Now, I said it afterwards, once we became more wise of the place. I think that was a bit of a sign not to go, but I ignored the signs.
Yeah, maybe your bank picked out that the fact that they were going bust, as it were, and they might have refused to give them any money. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. I've never had that.
No, very strange.
And they couldn't really explain it neither. So we checked in, the lad took our bags, but it was... Anyway, you had to help him, didn't you?
Yeah, because we usually in these kind of establishments, it's not like we frequent them all the time. We've been to one or two maybe. But every time we've been, they leave your luggage in reception and show you to the room.
Yeah.
But no, he starts bringing all the luggage with us, and he was struggling to get it all, wasn't he? And it's like, so I ended up helping. Unfortunately, there was a lift most of the way and then some stairs, so I had to get all the stuff up some stairs. So I felt guilty and ended up carrying one of the cases up the stairs for him, because he just seemed like, you know, he needed the help. But usually, like I said, they usually just take your luggage up. Not at the same time.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah, it was strange.
And then they took us into the room. The room was nice.
The room was lovely, yeah.
But, I mean, he showed us briefly, didn't he, about the bare basics of the room, and that was it. And then he went, and then I'm looking around and thinking, they haven't got the things in it that 5-star usually has. And I'm like, well, that's odd. So again, didn't think much of it. Then we went to the spa and, oh my God.
The spa's lovely.
Yeah, but the spa's lovely, but could we find it? Because there is no signage.
Oh, yeah.
There's no signage for us to find. And it's a crescent, so it's...
Yeah, it should be really simple, because it's like a straight line, but it's a crescent, basically. Yeah. So it should just be one way. But there were just no signs to tell you where to go back to. And there were signs for all the room numbers, but not to reception, to the restaurant, to the bar, to the spa. Yeah. And I kind of said, oh, well, we'll just go down the stairs. And we went down the stairs and we were trying to go back, and there were locked doors. And I think there's a museum next door to it. We ended up in the museum. And they ended up having to bring us through a locked door to get back into the hotel. How we ended up outside the hotel, I have no idea.
No, strange. And when we finally found it, but the reception of the spa is down in the basement. It's a strange building. Strange building. It does not run smooth at all. And we found the outdoor pool, which was nice, and the indoor pool, which was nice. And we had a swim and a read and stuff. And then we went back to the room and got ready. And then we went for dinner. And you know when you're just walking up and you just see somebody and you think, this ain't 5-star. Now I'm not bothered about it. I've stayed in hotels that are definitely not 5-star. But when you book 5-star and it says 5-star on the website and you pay 5-star, you expect 5-star. And we saw the waiter, didn't we? And I just thought, he is not 5-star. I've been in 5-star restaurants and that waiter was not 5-star trained. Micromanaging, strange atmosphere in the restaurant.
There was him and then loads of young lasses. Well, not loads, there's two, maybe three. I think 2 young lasses who were helping, who literally, he treated them as lackeys. He never.
Oh, is that a correct term of language, Rick? I've got to check.
Lackey? I don't know.
You just never know these days.
It's a lackey, isn't it? Somebody who's like a servant.
You better look that up. I'm going to look it up, me, just to it.
He said it again. So he was treating them servants. They did all the fetching and carrying. All he did is show people to the tables. And there were complete misunderstanding in the menu.
Yeah, it's a servant.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm not that thick. So he showed us the table, and there was a confusion of the menu, because there was an a la carte one and then there was a set one. And I got a package, you know me, I like to get a deal. So I booked a spa package where you got an evening meal included, a 3-course evening meal. And so I said, well, what can you do? Do I have to book from the set meal, or can I just get anything I want from the a la carte? And he said, oh, well, you've got a £50 budget each, so you can do what you want, really, and mix and match it. But then I said, well, the set menu is £55, so does that mean I have to pay extra? And he said, yes. And I wasn't that happy about that, because I was supposed to be getting a 3-course meal for free, in essence. And he was kind of saying that I had to pick up the tab, which was a bit perturbed at. So I ended up...
false advertising.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't, because well, we'll get to the story in a minute. But, so I'm picking and choosing what I want and trying to make it so it's £50.
What have you said about the allergies as well? There was no allergy menu according to him. So what can we eat? Because we've got, there's this, you know, the wheat and the dairy. Or just choose something and I'll speak to the chef. Well, that's not good enough, is it?
He said chef will be able to make it.
Really weird when we mentioned allergies. You're one of them that just doesn't believe in them. That's my thing.
Well, he said he'd just have a word with chef and he'd do the chef will be able to work his way around it. So usually when they say that, if you order a burger, they'll bring it without the bun. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So I said, fair enough. And eventually I'd ordered a steak. So I ended up having a 1-course dinner out of a 3-course that I was supposed to get. Because that's all I could get. Because it was £35 for a ribeye steak. And then £7 for a side salad. So that's it. That was me done. I couldn't spend any more. And I got into that mood that I ain't paying any extra money now, as I do.
But they didn't clear the table of drink glasses and spare crockery. They didn't come back and ask for drinks order, did they? They didn't come for drinks order. We were sat waiting. When the soup came, I ordered soup and it came cold. They then brought real bread, didn't they? Wheat bread.
Yeah,
and real butter.
They bought real bread and butter. Your soup were cold. We didn't know if it was supposed to be cold or not, but there was nobody to ask. So I don't know if you ate it or left it. I can't remember. And I said to him, "Is this gluten-free bread?" "Oh no, it isn't." I said, "Well, don't want it then." You know what I mean? And is that dairy butter? And she says, "Yes." I says, "Well, I've told you we've got allergies, so what are you doing bringing dairy butter?" And it was just a bit odd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the steak I ordered came with a peppercorn sauce. Now I picked a steak because it was literally steak, chips, tomatoes. So I kind of did the allergy stuff for them. There's no allergies in, no gluten in chips, tomatoes or steak. So no problem there. But I said, "What about the peppercorn sauce?" He goes, "Don't worry about it, sir. We'll provide you with something other." So what happened? When it turned up, it came with the peppercorn sauce, didn't it? So then I was asking, well, is it gluten and dairy free or not then? Because when it comes and you've told them you've got allergens, you kind of expect that so I could have eaten it thinking that it was fine. But then I thought, nah, I don't trust. I started not trusting the place. So I asked the waitress, and she went off and had to speak to the chef because she didn't know. And apparently, no, it did have milk in it. So I'd take it away then. And then I says, well, and then I won't get annoyed. I may be petulant. So I said, well, he did offer that he'd bring something as in exchange. She went back, and they came back with this brown, watery liquid.
Okay. And her very words were, "I don't know what it is, but here." That's not 5-star, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely gluten and it's definitely dairy free. She didn't mention the gluten. And then I thought, well, what is it? Because it looked like gravy, and sometimes gravy's got gluten in it, depending on how they've made the gravy, depending on how they've made the stock. And again, she dropped it off and then she'd gone, so there was nobody to ask what's going on, so I left it. After all that, I left it, I didn't use it. What did you have for your main? You actually enjoyed your main, didn't you?
Mushroom risotto, it actually was a nice main.
You actually enjoyed your main?
It was a nice main. And it just went on and on and on. And we were sat waiting at the end. They didn't even come and ask about desserts, the bill. And I just said, we'll stand up and we'll go. And as we went to go, he came to us. And I think he could tell that we were a bit pissed
Well, no, he
off.
came because we'd not paid the bill. Because apparently you had to sign the bill. Even though you're not supposed to pay for it, you kind of put it on your room and they'll take it off later. Which we didn't know, he didn't explain. So we just started walking out thinking, well, it's a free meal, we're supposed to get it anyway, so we don't need to pay because there's nothing to pay. Because I did the maths, we were well under the £100 budget or whatever it was. And he came racing, you got to pay the bill, right loud in restaurant, as if there's a sale running away. Without paying the bill. You got to pay the bill, you got to pay the bill. And I'm like, I don't really want to pay it after what we've had, but, fair enough, I'll get us a bill. And then he brought it, it was wrong. It was wrong in our favour, actually. They'd not put the side dishes on, the 2 side salads on. But as you do, when get a bill and it's less than what you're expecting, you don't quibble, do you? So we had a moan to him, didn't we, and told him all his issues that we've just explained. And his only response was, "I'll go and have a word with the chef."
Yeah, he blamed it on the chef.
And I'm like, I was thinking, what's the chef really going to do?
Yeah.
Because he's not your boss, really, is he? And So we decided to go to reception as well.
Got to reception, nobody on reception desk, waiting for ages. When she does come back, she's got a wine bucket in her hand and she's doing jobs for other people. And I'm like, this really... Oh, and I said to him, I said, this is not a 5-star restaurant. And he didn't deny it or anything. And I'm like, this is odd. I have never stayed anywhere like this. And then I brought it up. I said, did you really think this hotel's 5-star standard? And she didn't say anything. And it was just a really poor feedback for doing a complaint, wasn't it?
Yeah, she just apologised and that's it.
What can we do to put it right? Well, will you tell me? So I went back to the room and I googled the place, and I should have done this at the time. And I went on the reviews, and the reviews were about the service in the restaurant. Not enough staff on. It feels like the Marie Celeste. You don't feel like you're in a hotel. It feels strange. It feels very empty. If you put it this way, it feels like a hotel that has a lot of tours. And it doesn't have any ambience, and I'm like, this is strange.
I was expecting Basil Fawlty to turn up, to be honest with you, and Manuel to run out of the kitchen to serve me dinner. That's how bad it were getting.
We went to the spa the next day.
Oh, you know, we did.
Was there something else?
Yeah, we looked to see about the accreditation for the hotel.
And it accredited?
It's not accredited. They've accredited themselves.
So it's not a 5-star, but they're claiming they're a 5-star, and that's well wild.
So who knows what star it is, because they've got no accreditation whatsoever. They've just got whatever they've decided they wanted to put, which seems pretty wrong, really, in my eyes. But hey ho. Go on, sorry, I digress.
And then we went to the spa the next day. Parts of the spa are lovely and are redone from the Georgian period, and they've got different pools. But some of it's closed down. Some of the rooms are not working, like the spa rooms and stuff. Then you'd got booked some type of a pool thing, hadn't you? Yeah,
it was a hydrotherapy pool or a bath.
They rang you up and claimed they were upgrading him, when actually they weren't. It was because it was broken.
Yeah, apparently the bath was broken. And he says, well, don't worry, we're upgrading you to a different treatment. But when I looked at the costs of these treatments, it was the same cost. And so it wasn't an upgrade at all. And well, no, it actually was. I tell a lie, it was a little bit more expensive, but the choice of treatments, I had the choice of the Indian head or the hydrotherapy bath. So I would have got one of them for free anyway, so it wasn't an upgrade, it was my second choice, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit disappointing that, but I think the spa itself is okay. There's some elements of it that are getting a bit tired. I think maintenance possibly lacking there, which is evident in this. I think the steam room was broken, that bath was broken. I can't remember if anything else was not working. But again, knowing that the owners don't want it anymore, I can understand why they're not spending any money on it.
It's such a shame because it could have the potential to be a great place with the history of it, because the history is spectacular. And the spa areas of it are the old traditional Georgian baths and based on the Roman baths and the Roman baths that used to be there. But there's something not right with the place. The staff aren't interested, there's no ambience, nobody seems to know, not everybody's like that, there's a couple of good staff. But there's just like, went for lunch, so we booked a two-course spa lunch. And the girls didn't seem to know anything about this two-course spa deal that they had on the website. So there was no guidance for the menu of which is the start, which is the main. So I ordered what I thought was a starter and a main, and they both came together. And I tell you what, the food stank like hospital food. Anybody that works in hospitals knows exactly what I mean. Honestly, it stinks. And the risotto was night and day compared to the previous night's risotto.
And they did have an allergen menu.
They did.
So they had the actual menu and it told you what had allergens in and what didn't. In the end, I didn't have much choice, I've got to admit, so I ended up with a BLT, gluten-free BLT sandwich, and then I had to have a dessert, which was fruit. A fruit cocktail with, what's it called?
Sorbet.
Sorbet, that's the word I'm looking for. So, mine was actually nice, I enjoyed mine. And it came separate, so I didn't get my pudding with my main.
Mine was horrible. It was horrible. It was Such a shame. And I think it came from a long way away because it was cold again, cold food. And it was okay. The spa itself was okay. It was planned randomly, and it was a bit all over the place. Reception right in the bowels of the place, and you come and well, where do I go now? It's strange.
Yeah, it was almost over 3 floors, the spa, wasn't it? It was almost over 3 floors because they had the pool on the rooftop kind of thing, and then they had the other pools in the middle, and then they had the reception right on the ground floor, and some of the treatment rooms as well down there. It was okay. I think it wasn't the nicest spas we've been to.
Yeah.
Even though with the issues we found, it was kind of almost a saving grace of the trip. Because I did enjoy that day. Well, I did. I enjoyed the meal and I enjoyed the spa day. It was a nice, relaxing day. And they did promise that when we complained at reception that we'd have a better meal in the night.
And we did. It was night and day. The staff on at the second night they were amazing.
Yeah, it was like it was like the skeleton shift on the Monday night, and on the Tuesday night it was the real deal. There was all ladies, all working together, not just one doing the introductions. They were all working as a team, and it was just night and day, wasn't it? And I'm sure there was an extra 2 staff on. But maybe they were working that hard, it made it look like there were more of them, I don't know. But nothing was too much trouble. They probably had a kick up the bum about allergies because she had an idea of what was going on, although I was still a bit unsure of my meal, I've got to admit. But after what happened the next day,
yeah, it was that night you started with tummy ache, didn't you?
Yeah, I started with tummy ache that night.
I'm not laughing at him starting with tummy ache, but...
And then I've had diarrhoea since.
He's had diarrhoea now for over a week. So, was it a bug? Was it food poisoning? Was it something that's been... Or what, is it purging?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is it an allergy irritation that I've not really got used to yet, and I've ate something I probably shouldn't have done in the hotel that they weren't clear on what was what? I don't know. I'm not offering any blame, but I'm just coming up with suggestions of what the reason why I didn't feel so well for such a long time.
It's over a week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting better, but it's still not great.
And it's not like you're poorly with a virus. When you get a diarrhoea bug and you are poorly with the virus, you're sweating and shivering and all of that. You've not got any of that.
No.
It's a strange thing.
No, it's very strange. It's
it's either energetic or it's some type of food poisoning.
Well, it could be an allergy as well. It could be
an allergy, because I know food poisoning can go on for a long time. A certain bacteria in your gut.
Possibly. It could be any of those 3 things, I think.
But we were meant to come back. I mean, thank God we got home, didn't we? You didn't need the toilet on the way home because...
No, I didn't have any breakfast that morning. Claire went down and I tried to convince Claire, because she wasn't going to go down for breakfast, but I convinced Claire to go down for breakfast and leave me to rest while she was having breakfast. And luckily I managed to survive the trip home. And I don't know if it was just as well, I can't remember.
And we were meant to go to the, I don't know if, those of you in Lincoln will know, there's a theatre called Kinema, is it Kinema? Kinema in the Woods. I call it Cinema in the Woods.
It's Kinema in the Woods.
Yeah.
Cinema with a K.
Yeah. Susan Calman's been there. If you watch Susan Calman's great tour series, she's been there. So it's an old-fashioned cinema in the woods. And we were going to go see Firebrand, which is about Catherine Parr and Henry VIII. But we didn't go, did we? Because obviously we couldn't. No, they've been very good, haven't they? And
they've been brilliant, and I can't say nothing so good about them really. So originally we were just going to say sod it, write the money off. You know what I mean? Nobody will ever give you your money back for that, something like that. But I thought, no, I'll message them and see what happens, and I did. I sent him a message and he phoned me back about 20 minutes later and said, oh no, it's fine. Do you want to swap it for another showing? And we'd already looked, didn't we, to see maybe do something on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And go see Twisters, I think it was, on Saturday. And he swapped it all over, no costs or anything like that, to the Saturday film. Not a problem. Brilliant, fantastic. And then Saturday comes on, I'm still struggling, aren't I?
Yeah.
And so again, I was thinking, do I really want to causing problems again. You know what I mean? But he did mention that I could have had credit when I actually swapped. He says it might be better off getting credit, and I wish I had. And as I said to Claire, I wish I got credit now. And I got to the stage on the Friday night. I thought, oh, shall I push my luck? Shall I push my luck and message them and see what they say? And I messaged, explained the situation, and I said, would it be possible to swap it for credit? And he did it. And he did it. I've lost the booking fee, which is fine. It were only £1. You know what I mean? You'd expect that. He's done a bit of work for us by swapping it over twice.
Do you know what? I think Lincolnshire's the friendliest place in the world. I've never been anywhere so friendly as Lincoln.
Yeah. He was such a nice fella. And dealt with it in such a professional way. So really looking forward to when we actually get the chance to go. We'll do a video of it when we go. But
do a vlog.
What we'll go see, I don't know yet. But we've got credit there now, so we'll be able to go whenever we want.
If anyone's seen Firebrand, what's it like? Well, obviously I know what it's going to be like, but I've seen mixture of reviews, not views. Is it worth it? I'll still end up going. But just let me know if you've gone to see it and what you thought.
I won't be able to see that. It's gone finished now.
Well, we'll have to wait till it comes on telly box.
I told you we could have switched it to.
Yeah.
It's on to its final show tonight.
Right.
There anyway, and it run nowhere else in Lincoln, so it was the only cinema in Lincolnshire that I could find it on.
Well, it'll come on telly at some point. But then what we did was I says, right, okay, we can't go to the cinema. We'll bring the cinema to us. So I had my eye on that Amy Winehouse film, and you know what? I loved that film. It's dark, it's gritty, it's real life, it's raw, but it was an eye-opener and I loved that film.
The music and that were good.
Yeah, the actress, all the actors in it, every single one. And I know sometimes with these biopics it can be a bit away from the true story, they mess about with things. But I think to step away from that, I think the meaning of it was amazing, phenomenal. So if you get a chance to watch it, watch it.
I mean, I don't know how far it was away from the truth, but because it was quite derogatory to Amy Winehouse, really, to show how alcoholic she was, right from a young age. You know what I mean? So
she was.
Yeah, exactly. She was. So I'm just saying that it was quite. Maybe she was worse than what that. I don't know, but
they could have gone a lot worse with it.
Oh, it could have done, yeah.
I think there's been a kick-off from the feminist community because apparently they shouldn't have made her look as though she'd killed herself because she couldn't have children, which is disgusting because that was one of her issues. And that is just, there wasn't just one thing that, anyway, brought about the end of Amy. Many things possibly accumulated to it. The things in this world, Paul, that even I know nothing about. Anyway, you know who said that, don't you? But anyway, they had the Queen. They had a lot of issues.
Oh, the mate of JS.
No.
Just having a laugh.
Say it. No, that was a song. Lost my thread now. What was I talking about? Anyway, she had mentioned she had bulimia, apparently she had emphysema issues with her lungs because she was chain smoking, depression, anxiety, PTSD, heartbreak, couldn't have children. Well, we don't know if she couldn't have children or not. Had tried it had not happened. And I just thought that's really cruel of the feminist community to say that because many women can't and many women do go under with it. And it's a difficult one because actually towards the end of her life she really got wrecked. And actually I thought how they did it was quite tasteful. They didn't show her in despair. You Google the last ever picture of Amy Winehouse and it's rough. It doesn't look like Amy. No,
and it kind of inferred that a boyfriend, a love of her life, went off with another woman and got her pregnant pretty much straight away, which is quite, must have been devastating for Amy. You know what I mean? Absolutely devastating. So, did I ask you this? Was that the bloke from Happy Valley that played Blake? I couldn't recognise him, but then I kept recognising him. Let me know in the comments. I have no idea. I didn't really watch Happy Valley, I've got to say. Yeah. And that was it. That's it. So this week we've been back at work.
We're back to doing more of these natters.
Yeah.
Thinking about future content. More of the future vlogs that we'll be doing will be more interactive. We do have some road trips that we've done where we've filmed like scenic drives. There's one live at the time of filming and uploading this video. The first one is Glencoe. So if you fancy it, do watch them because there's about 3 that are ready to come on.
Yes, I think there's the Glencoe, there's a drive from Balmoral back to where was digs were in Aberflaw, is it? So it's a nice little drive. It's not the full drive, I've cut a lot of the stuff out because it's probably about an hour and a half, wasn't it? So I don't want you to sit through an hour and a half. So I've kind of cut out all the boring ear bits and left the mountains in and stuff like that. And then the final drive is through Glen Shale, isn't it? And then over the Skye Road Bridge, which I've kind of used the I've forgotten what the musician was, not musician, the guy who wrote them. It's classical music and it's set around autumn, winter, summer and spring. And it's all because as we were driving there, the weather was horrible, wasn't it?
And it went through all the weather, didn't it?
Yeah, it kind of went through all the weather conditions. So on the way there, it was like autumn and winter, and on the way back, it was a lovely day, and it was like spring and summer. So I've set the music to that, so that's quite good. We've still got some footage from Chatsworth that I might put together at some stage, and I've still got. We've been ill. I was supposed to sort out this. Well, I was supposed to do those videos last week, but we've been ill. I've not. We've still got Glen Vegan. Is it Glen Vegan? Dun Vegan. There's a bit of stuff from Culloden to do. So I'm way behind, I've got to say. Hopefully I'll feel better soon and I'll do a bit of catch up. So there'll be floods of videos here and there interspersed with natters, so it'll look a bit out of sequence, but it is what it is. What I might do is just so you want to have a look at this hotel, we've got a few videos we did at the hotel, I'll stick them at the back of this video. It won't be how much. Yeah. Just stick a few videos. I won't. Yeah. You'll
be editing that. Remember what you always say? Well, you always say I'll stick a couple of videos and it won't take any work, and it does. Then you've got to find music. I will not be nattering over them.
Yeah.
No, but we will. We can just put them on. Leave them with sound on if you.
There's not that many. I don't think there's that many. There's a few. There's a few plates of food. There's a few videos of Claire swimming in pools. There's a few pictures of different elements of the spa. I don't think there's a lot. There's the outside of the hotel and all those kind of things. There's nothing. We didn't go ballistic because we decided we weren't going to do a full-on vlog of the place because we weren't that keen. And we don't like doing bad vlogs, really.
No.
It is what it is. With this is the Natter and my hellish experience.
And then the day we came back, as if by magic, I went on my Google, and Google News comes up, and at the top it had actually, the day we left, they actually decided they were going to close and sell out due to debt.
I've said that, haven't I?
I know we've hinted at it, but I'm just saying in the time.
So we found out when we got back that due to the fact they've reneged on some of the loans to the local council, they decided to sell up debt-free. So I presume once they've sold it, out the proceeds of the sale, they'll pay all the loans back. But that kind of shows why they were short-staffed.
You can understand it with the staff as well, can't you?
Yeah, you can understand staff mentality that they don't know whether they're going to still be in a job next week.
You don't. Your heart and soul goes from it, and so be warned because it is still open for business. Be warned about it because it's not what it says on the tin. No, and it'll probably get worse as it goes along, I think.
Quite possibly, yeah. They need to pull the finger out if they don't, because they're just creating a rod for their own back as well. To be honest, I mean the current owners probably don't give a monkeys, but they're only going to lose money on the sale if it's not a well-respected hotel. You know what I mean? If it'll get 5-star reviews the whole time, then surely somebody's going to want to take it over like that. But Buxton's a strange old place as well, because it's right out up in the hills in the Peak District,
Yeah.
and so it's a way away from places. So
I went into a bookshops and had a panic attack. I never had a panic attack in a bookshop. They were the strangest bookshops in the world.
in the world,
No, I don't, honestly.
one was a Christian bookshop, which you didn't realise.
I had the most oppressive feeling ever. And like I'd stepped back into 1970. And then the one next door,
It's quite dark,
it was
wasn't it?
dark and it had the feeling of get out of my bookshop. It was weird. You couldn't see the books, you couldn't see, there was no light. It was just all like, raw. And it was like, God, get me back to that hotel where it's not even calm. But yeah, it was fun and games. It was alright. Charity shops were alright.
And the weather, we didn't mention this either, the weather was horrific as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was really bad raining, because we were going to do, I had an idea of doing a video of spending £50 each for each other and going around the shops, and I thought this would be a really nice little video, a nice interactive video where I go and spend £50 on Claire, and Claire goes and spends £50 on me, and it just absolutely trashed it down, didn't it? And you couldn't do any filming whatsoever. It's like, no, just leave it. So Claire got £50 spent on her, and I got nothing spent on me. Because
going on really hard to buy, so that's why you don't like anything. I have books, makeup, knitting, I've got wool, shoes. You were like, no, don't like it, don't want it, don't need it, what do I need? It's like, well, your idea. Your idea. And it just didn't work. So I got my money spent, and you didn't.
Well, all the shops that I thought that I probably want to buy something from, because I wanted a new bracelet, because I've lost one of my bracelets somewhere on our last trip away in Northumberland. The crystal shop was shut. So, and it didn't look much anyway, did it?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of work.
So a lot of shops were shut, weren't they?
Yeah.
And it's all very disappointing, wasn't it? We didn't walk through the park, which looked very hilly.
Moan.
We are moaning.
It was a
Don't
shame.
worry,
It was a shame.
the toilet.
It was a shame, but we did it. We've learned from it, and one of the things I've learned from it is to stay more humble with more simpler things, because I think at the minute the world needs more simplicity, and I'm finding I'm enjoying more simplicity places. Simple places, rather than these big swanky hotels that a lot of the time they don't do what they say on the tin.
No, and I'm going to try and stop doing the deals, because they're never worth.
Because the staff don't know what these are on these deals.
No, they don't know what the what you call the meal allowances are. They don't know what this is. They don't know what that is. They don't know what that is, because there's got that many different deals going. Because these hotels are trying to pull people in, and it just gets a bit confusing. So no, I'm not doing it again. It was my idea to go away. Claire wanted to stay at home and have a relaxing week. I wish we had.
No one ever listens, do they?
She was right.
Because we've done a lot this year. We've done more than we've ever done in a year. So we've said we're going to take it steady now. Yeah,
it's the summer's pretty much over. It's dark and dismal outside. We'll take it steady. We've got plenty of material in the bag to edit and sort through. We've got lots to natter about. And it's, before you know it, it'll be Christmas, and we'll start doing some Christmas vlogs.
Christmas vlogmas. We're even thinking about having Christmas Day where you are.
Yeah.
Filming Christmas Day.
We could do, yeah. Could even do a live.
Yeah, I did say we could do a live on one of the days for Christmas. Or we could have a live on the laptop and chat to us. Could do a live on Christmas Day as well.
See how many likes
we say Baileys, but we can't, can we?
Not Baileys. No, you could. You're alright. You're alright with milk.
Yeah. No. I just don't have it now. I only have a little bit of things now and again. But you find that when you stop having it. But one of the things I've realised is the sinus issues, the terrible sinus issues that I used to have, are now very rare. Hot time. And it's gone. Very rare now. Very rare. I don't take antihistamines anymore, and I stopped taking those end of August.
You do your nettle tea, don't you?
I have nettle tea, which one of you recommended, and it's been a lifesaver. So it's strange, isn't it? people do say wheat, and I know I was watching, what's her name? Barbara O'Neill reckons that dairy and wheat affect your sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things when people went to her with sinus issues and stop them off on dairy and wheat. Scary. Anyway, that's us. Until next time.
Have you finished knitting?
I've not finished yet, but someone's got some editing to do now.
Yeah.
It's only a few videos.
It's knitting needle, rod. It's more like a rod for my own back. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Rod in my own back.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Buxton Crescent? Do you know of the Buxton Crescent?
Did you have a nice experience in the Buxton Crescent? I mean, it's only, 4 years since it's been renovated?
Yeah.
And a couple of years with the dreaded COVID, so I don't know how long it's actually been open. Maybe a year or two.
Oh, yeah.
So has anybody been to what it was previously?
No, I think it was wrecked previously.
Yeah, it must have been.
No, it's been empty, I'm sure it has.
What, for how long though?
A long time.
But how long's long?
I don't know, but I think this
If
is the
it's
first
20
time
years, somebody might have been to it 20 years ago, you never know.
I don't know.
There might be somebody out there that's been there 20 years ago when it was...
Because I've seen a little bit of the history. Because that's the sadness of it, because it was wrecked when they got it, and they've put a lot of money into it.
They put a lot of money into it, and in theory, some of it is very nice. Some of the spa area, especially the glass roof, you'll see it in the video in a bit, in one of the pools, is absolutely beautiful. It's lovely. A lovely experience to have a bit of a swim. It was very strange because there was no chlorine in that water, and I'm not sure why there was no chlorine. I'm wondering that's where I got my bug from.
The bug. Not the bug.
Not my bug, the bug.
He keeps calling it my bug, so he'll carry on this diarrhea as long as he needs it.
So it's like, because it's based on a Roman bath, isn't it, as well? So I don't know if it was the old Roman baths and things.
That's what I mean. It's so ridiculous that they've just basically pissed it up the wall.
Well, if not getting the bodies through the door, though. I mean, all the pools were, were all the pools warm? Yeah, all the pools were warm. They were supposed to be thermal pools, weren't they? I don't know if they were thermal, but they were very warm. They weren't what you'd see at your local swimming baths where you can struggle to get in. They were lovely and warm to get in, weren't they? Even the outside one.
That takes some heating, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it did mention that about energy costs in the article about it going. Is it going bust? I don't know.
It is going bust.
Going to the wall.
Well, you remember the hot tub cost when the government changed all the thingy with the gas and electricity, it went from overnight, didn't it? And it was like, whoa. Yeah,
it's very expensive.
And that's just a hot tub.
Just a little. Well, I wanted a little hot tub, but it wasn't a massive pool.
No.
That's outside in the cold in Buxton, which has its own microclimate. I'm surprised it weren't snowing. But yeah, I don't think it gets many warm days in Buxton. But again, you could tell me if you're wrong if you're from Buxton.
Yeah, don't offend people.
Don't offend people. It does remind me of the old one and the old famous bullseye jokes.
Yeah, the fellow that worked there said that the climate's all over the place.
What?
Wow.
What, the old famous bullseye joke that somebody went on bullseye from Buxton and won a speedboat?
I don't get it.
What the hell do they need a speedboat in Buxton for?
You always come up with this stupid jokes.
I don't get it. Buxton's right in the middle of the country, mountains and hills. They won a speedboat. Oh dear.
I don't know.
They're not funny if you have to explain them, are they?
So, thank you for watching. Ooh. Something just flashed then. Oh.
Did it stop recording? No, it's still recording.
Oh yeah. We best go.
Go.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you there's a playlist on here of Natters, so you can catch up with the previous Natters if you've enjoyed this. And we will see you in the next one.
So long.
Bye for now. Bye.
So I've been advised to have a bit of infrared sauna in after my Indian head massage. So here we are,
I'm just on a facial, which was nice.
all glowing.
I must say, the spa bit of this place is a rabbit warren, but there is everything you could imagine. All different saunas, spa rooms, pools, treatments. It's nice. It is nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
And it's not rammed, is it?
No.
I've been to spas where they've been rammed.
No, it's quiet because it's quite big.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of room. So yeah, we're going to do this for 10 minutes and then we're going to go and get some lunch, I think.
We are, yeah.
Lovely. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. So we are now in the Salt Cave and we're going to have a nice treatment in here, breathing in. I'm assuming it's Himalayan salt. He said Hungarian,
Yeah.
but I think it must be Himalayan salt sounds better. There's the boss.
I'm trying to get my head around this.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's like snow. It's just salt on the floor. Very interesting, and we'll let you know how we get on. So that's his treatment just about done.
Done, we're all zenned out and relaxed.
Supposed to be good for your airway, really, breathing in. You got bronchial problems and asthma and all those kind of things, or if you've had bad colds and the dreaded COVID. So hopefully we'll breathe easy after this.
Yeah. Next time you see us, we'll be going down to dinner again. Wish us luck, second time round.
Fingers crossed. See you in a bit.
Bye.